Came in. Okay.
We should be in now. And after about a 5-second lag, you should hear voice. Are you hearing the voice? Not yet. Are you seeing a picture of us?
Mm-hmm.
It says it's going out.
Is the mics on?
Yep, the mics are all on.
Should there be a
Yep,
red
yep,
light
yep.
on?
It's on.
Oh, it is.
Okay, it's on now?
Yep.
There
All
we
right,
go.
Mr. Mark, you're on.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
Good to see everybody and all you out there. This is our July meeting of the Rushville Development Commission, TIF Board. We'll start out with the minutes of the last meeting.
Move to accept as presented.
Got a motion on the floor to accept as presented.
Yeah, I second it.
We got a second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
So moved. We'll start off with the finance report.
Okay, it was sent to you, the transactions for the year so far. Couple things there. The pavilion project has had 4 of 5 draws made on it. It's pretty much done as far as I can see, so the last draw would be done after it's checked and any punch list is taken care of. In addition, and that money came from our carryover, our encumbrance from the previous year. In addition, there have been 6 tables purchased for it for $7,000, and that came out of new funds for the 25-26 year. So those are the transactions that have occurred. As I mentioned last week, money did come in from the Howard County Auditor for taxes that come to the TIF board. And so there is a wrinkle here that you should be aware of, and that is that the budget for next year has been reduced from $100,000 to $50,000 because of the desire to overall cut the expenditures for the town. Now the problem is that it's not really a problem, it's a blessing in a way. We get more in tax money than we will be allowed to spend next year. So the state does not look at individual funds within the organization, the town. It looks at the town as a whole. So even if an individual fund is funded, you can't necessarily spend all you want from that because the overall budget for the town has to be considered. So it's just a little bit for your information, and we will work through this, of course. That's, any questions? Okay.
So the town council just reduced our budget from $100,000 of spending, our cap, down to 50.
Yes, for the next fiscal year.
And their reasoning on that was?
They were cutting everything, trying to get down to a magic number that would be accepted by the state.
50%'s a
But
lot.
that doesn't, our numbers don't affect them. Their budget, based upon, ours is based upon taxes coming in.
I understand, and that is my understanding as well.
And it would naturally reduce, but that amount coming in to us would reduce from what their actions are. So to reduce us down by cutting ours in half does not impact the taxes on the town.
None whatsoever.
None whatsoever. Because it's what they spend here is what sets the tax rate in the town.
I agree.
Okay. I want some clarification out there when somebody's watching this. They're going to say, well, that's good that they're cutting yours, but no, ours is not based off of the town's budget. The town's budget is separate from what ours is altogether.
And that is something that we can discuss more in the intervening 6 months as we go forward.
I guess we should attend the town board meetings.
It was not mentioned during the town board
It
meeting.
wasn't?
No.
Not the budget meeting?
It was a budget meeting.
Yeah, I didn't attend the budget meeting, so I don't know.
so we could understand it
So,
better.
something to think about.
So the good things that we're doing in town, they're wanting to reduce us back. And I imagine that's to get, they were gonna be wanting us to subsidize whenever they have a shortfall.
I'm not going to go foresee the future. I think that they were looking at cutting the overall number that was going to the state for the town of Rushville, not looking at things such as, well, even the Park and Tree Board Fund is self-sustaining.
Yeah,
And so you may have a budget for that fund, but if someone gives additional monies to it, you could technically spend that additional money because it's all gift money, but you have to have a budget approved, and that was much lower, of course. So we will be, my projection is, next year, we will be having much more money come in than we will be allowed to spend.
mm-hmm. That's what's gonna happen. Okay. Okay, wow.
On that note, let's move forward.
Let's move on. I just wanted to make some clarification for the folks out there.
Yes.
So TIF allocation area, for the proposed economic development area, anything back? Have you heard anything from him?
No news. He has been working with the town on the park, the playground, which is a large project, and he has additional projects like that. One is even twice the size up north. So we've heard nothing more. I would like to, and I don't know if we need we don't need a motion on this, but think about separating the TIF allocation, TIF 2, which is the area that we draw money from, and the EDA 2, which is where we can spend the money without question. There should be no problem, and there'd be a lot less problem, I believe, changing the EDA. And so we would have, I think, much less need for many billable hours to do that. And that's something that maybe, Mark, you could look into to separate the two and say, okay, we would like EDA 2 to include the entire town. Now, we are so small that we can easily use the part of the law that says, well, you can spend money here as long as it benefits your economic development area. Well, when you're only a mile wide,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty hard to say, well, that won't benefit anything by spending the money there when it's over. It's just we're too close.
Yeah.
But this way, this is something we wanted to do just to relieve even the requirement to say, okay, this is the justification for that. So maybe we could just work on that area, the EDA, and see if we can get that through the attorneys.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I'd have to look at the numbers, be
Okay.
able to tell you whether it would be worth pursuing that, because then you're kind of starting all over again. And it'd be, for us, it'd mean trying to balance two different budgets in two different buckets. Now, I'm not saying no, I'm just saying that it'd be, to keep the two separate would be kind of difficult.
Well, the TIF 2 requires an individual assessment of properties, whereas if you just say the EDA is the entire town, that means all properties, we don't have to do the individual assessment. And I think the financial reports that are required are much less for that. So that's what I'd like to look into.
Okay. I'll tell you what, we'll talk more about it and maybe see if we can't pull some numbers together on that and
Okay.
see what's going on there.
Thank you.
Next item is the South Union crossover signage. We did get a new quote in from our gentleman, and it came in lower than what our first one was, not much, but some. I came up with a total of $99.51, which was kind of more in line with what we're looking at. And that is with the decorative black pole and everything, and it's two of them, one on each side. That's all solar operated, so there's no power required. So, and we decided to go ahead and move forward with that. I just wanted everybody to have a copy of it so they could take a look at it themselves, and if everybody's still okay, I'll call him and we'll get this moving forward. So, everybody's all right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. We don't need to vote on it because we already did. Oh, I lost my paper. Next item up is, help me find my paper. Oh, there it is. Next item up is the community park, the picnic shelter and tables. And of course, you already told us what all's come out of that.
They haven't actually set a date to open that up yet, have they? So I didn't
Not
see.
that I know of.
I didn't see it was mentioned on the park board meeting, so I didn't think there had been a date set.
It's looking like the latter part of August. They were backfilling with stone the tile or the that was going around the perimeter, concrete. They were doing that today, putting gravel on that.
So, okay, so they're targeting the end of August
Mhm.
to open it. Well, that's good.
I'm sure the Park and Tree Board will set a date and try to have a celebration.
Okay. All right. Resurfacing of the ball court there at the Lions Club.
Crenshaws are planning on being there at the beginning of September,
Okay.
so we need to take that south fence down. And Rick, I don't know, because I'm not really been in contact with the Lions Club. Are they planning on doing it, or do you know?
They know it has to be done. There's been no discussion of who's going to be doing it.
Okay, I'm willing to help as long as it's done with the first half of this month,
First half of
August. Because the last week I'm gonna be out of town.
okay.
And Pat said if we need help getting the post out, he's more than happy to help us
Well, great.
pull post. So I don't think it'd be that difficult to bring it down. I think
No.
a few people would be able to take it down pretty easily.
Okay, so why don't we plan on doing that the first half of August, and we'll have some Lions there, and then you and I and
Yeah, just give me
and Pat.
Yeah, once you talk to them, just give me a shout, let me know,
Okay.
and I'll try to make sure I'm available. And that way we can give Pat a heads up. I don't know, obviously that fence has been there a long time, so we don't know how much concrete they actually used on the post, if any. But I assume there is some. I would think there would be some.
I saw some of the batting cages that were pulled, and there was more concrete on those poles than I thought
Okay.
were really needed for a batting cage, but what do I know?
But yeah, his plan is the beginning of September.
Okay. Other thing that happened with that is that the Lions have submitted a grant request to a local funding agency looking to pay for half of the asphalt. So that has been submitted. They will find out in, I believe, 4 weeks.
Okay. That's good news. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
gonna
ready
be,
to go.
that's gonna be nice. Cause you still got enough time there. September, it's
Yeah.
still kinda warm out and evenings are nice and that's good.
I also know that there's been three fencing contractors talked to. Did you know that Hendershot no longer does commercial products, commercial fencing?
Oh, no.
No.
Well, he was talking about getting out of the business anyway. Remember? He was here
don't.
the last time we met with him it was here and his daughters were getting ready to take it over, I think. Or somebody was gonna take it over and he was gonna retire out. So,
But I was-
I'm pretty sure it was him we were talking to.
What I received was that they were no longer doing the commercial side, commercial installations.
So just doing really residential and that's
Yeah.
it?
And there's been a couple striping people also contacted, including the person that Crenshaw recommended. So he's been contacted. We don't have pricing yet, but that is moving forward as well.
Good deal.
Thank you for
Oh, yeah.
Bring
no
that
problem,
number out.
No problem. And if they do get the grant, hopefully that'll help pay for the striping and
Yes.
everything, the pickleball. It'd be great.
Good news, a lot of good news. Okay, then, our next meeting date will be on August 27th. That's what I'm seeing on the calendar. And, looking for any other items or discussions or actions that we need to discuss here. Now, don't forget, it's in November, we have to present a budget, is that not correct?
yes.
So, you know, we need to hit Roosevelt chatter again and see if we can hear something from the folks, what they're looking for, you know. Now, out here on 26, and I'm not trying to stretch the meeting out here, but are they gonna resurface all of 26? So once they get this curbing done,
Yes, they started on the asphalt today. From what I heard, it's gonna go from the edge, well, from one end of the town to the other. They're just gonna do that strip through there and re-asphalt.
and I
26.
noticed they had the entryways from the streets marked off
Mm.
to grind back to.
Mhm.
Cut, they got a cut order on it, and they're gonna cut back onto the streets and then bring that
Yeah,
all
they were
in.
working on it today. They were cutting today, so.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I had to head out 7:50. But anyway, that's good. That'll be nice. Probably take a little bit of time, but yeah, as I know we're only in July, but you know, getting some ideas together and getting some costs together as we move forward. I did speak to the police department and ask them if they had some ideas or something that they needed that would help, you know. Also, I asked them about the signs, and they said, yes, it is definitely working. And you had commented to me about over there on
Oh,
Liberty, and I noticed that people are paying more attention to it. It does bring more attention. The first time that I drove out here on 750 going north, I saw people coming in. Boy, I mean, you could tell they were slowing down when they saw that sign.
it's good.
Yeah, it's real
So,
noticeable.
I think that's a good thing. It kind of helps the community out, and you know, especially you know, with folks trying to get across, you know, walk across and things like that.
I'm going to throw one kind of damping moment in here. The last few years, the allocation of TIF RRC funds for police departments has been looked upon a little less favorably because of some things that have occurred in the past. And so things like the traffic signage, that's easily justifiable from the idea of reducing speeds, increasing quality of life by decreasing accidents or collisions and deaths and injuries. So it's not necessarily a blank check is what I'm just
No,
saying.
no, not at all. That's
Yeah.
that. In fact, I asked him. I said, "Have you thought about, you know, if you need a couple more of those signs or something?
Yeah.
You know, to put down here on 26, especially both ends, really, both ends.
Mhm.
You know, we need to, because they're still, boy, they're boogieing through here, and especially in the mornings. Cars passing through are really getting through here fast. But anyway, that, you know, I did throw that out to them, you know,
Mhm.
take a look at things like that we can help them with. Rick, I'm gonna throw this out here, and it goes back to the walking paths. You know, I know it's always been a big project for the town, you know, to look at doing that. But, you know, I don't know if maybe, we bring that, to the table and kind of look at that again, and see if there's something we can do to help with that. I don't know where that all stands.
It's all been done at the county and the major city level, Frankfurt, the courthouse city, it's Frankfurt and Kokomo and such, and the counties. And the last I heard was that because of the differential between what Norfolk Southern wanted and what they were willing to pay with the monies that they have, nothing was being done, and just we were sitting. I was told by the IDNR that they did not like to do any eminent domain work at all on this sort of thing. That's just another issue then with people and with the corporations, and they would rather stay away from that. So we're kind of at the mercy of whoever is working that at excuse me, whoever is working that at the county or Kokomo level. What I can do though, and it's been a long time since I've done this, is try to talk to the city and county and find out where that stands.
Well, I wasn't so much thinking about connecting up with them as much as just people here in our town, having a place to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's because not too many are going to jump on and try to walk clear into Kokomo or over to Frankfurt.
I'm sorry,
So-
my mind went to Clover
No,
Leaf
no,
Trail.
no,
Sorry.
no. You're no, I absolutely understand. But I'm really thinking more for the people here in our own community. Not only walking but biking and even golf cart. And the amount of land that railroad owns in this town is amazing. I mean, it is huge, and it was never developed by them, and now it's all overgrown.
Yes.
So, just to go in there and clear it, the cost of clearing that is going to be considerable. Of course, I know we could probably get some volunteers to come in and go in there with some chainsaws and things and kind of clean a path down through there, and I hate to say this, but what if we just went ahead and laid a path down through there, clear it out and make a path down through there, and if I don't know if anybody's going to complain about it or not, because we wouldn't be on the tracks, we'd be to the north side. Let's face it, we'd stay well to the north toward the line there, without interfering with anybody's property down through there. I wouldn't want to try to cross over on anybody's private property. But, we could definitely look at, how we could connect, the community center to the downtown here. And even, once they get down, now that they've redone the curbing and the sidewalks and everything down here, maybe it's time to start looking at putting, working with the owners of the different stores over here and say, hey, what if we put a tree and put a bench out here, for folks to sit on, Of course, some of them may want to put a sign on it as for sponsorship or something like that, but working together with them to help improve our downtown area here, try and bolster it up a little bit. Because, each one of those folks give back to the community immensely. Every one of them places down through there. Waddell's, Martin Brothers, both the hardware and the appliance store give back to the community immensely. And if it would help them, and we wouldn't be putting it in the center of their parking lot. We'd keep it out toward the highway there, to kind of make it the aesthetics, just to try to improve the aesthetics down through there. And, I don't know, it's something, it's an idea here I'm wanting to throw out.
So then that would put more on the town for upkeep, or,
Wouldn't be any upkeep to it.
planting a tree, might get weeds around it or something. I
Alright.
just didn't know what you had in mind.
No, it just like, you know, the border like we've got around our two signs when you come into
Yeah.
town? Kind of a border around it like that, and then a bench in front on, kinda on the, facing the highway or something, you know, on the north side of the tree. That way it would be shaded pretty much, once the tree really develops, you'd really have some nice shade right there. You know, it'd be a place for people to sit and talk, drink coffee and talk and whatever they wanna do, you know? Or even somebody who's just walking down through there wants to take a quick break.
Right.
There would be
So-
a place to put it at the interurban, and that's where the cloverleaf will eventually hopefully go.
Yeah,
And so we could actually develop like a rest spot bench.
That'd be ideal.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of spitballing some, going through our town, kind of taking a look at, again, you know, kind of help sprucing our downtown up to
Right.
help the businesses out and things like that, you know, so just a thought.
Okay, and can I go off on a tangent then?
Yeah.
As is what I normally do. We have a new place with a couple benches. You could call it a micro park. There was property, and it was called No Man's Land, next to the library here in town, which was never actually allocated to either one of the owners on either side when the Western Heights was developed. And so it was just a strip, no man's land. It is now owned by the library.
Okay, is that the strip that is on the west side?
Yes.
It'd be on the west side of their property that goes from Kinsey Street back in?
Yes.
Okay, I can tell you a little bit of a story on that, but go ahead, yeah.
It had a scout project. They put in a wonderful type of table that turns into a bench, turns into a picnic table, turns into just a table type of thing with, as it variously folds in and out type of thing. That was one scout project. There was another scout project that now, and some work done, and it's now got a stone base and a slider, glider, swing has been installed in there. And so we have a new micro park in Rocheville, and it's on that path that kind of winds around the town, the 3 mile around the town path.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's pretty nice. And the original work was done partially by seniors during senior day. They did a lot of brush hauling out of that no man's land. So we're moving, you know, little things will add up in the end.
Oh, yeah, yeah. There's a, if you stand there and you look back, there's actually a city sewer line right there. And it goes to the north between the properties, and that was put in back there by, and I can tell you who, Dave Troball. And he put in a lift station back there, and of course the line then connects and comes out here and connects to the main sewer line here on Kinsey Street.
So the line must go, the sewer line must go underneath the parking lot of the library for a part of it.
Well, see, it was put in long before the library ever come around.
Okay,
And I can tell you, it was put in 1984.
okay.
And the reason I remember is because I worked for Dave at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I was working at the mill and then working for him. So, yeah, I do remember putting that thing in. And it's very deep, so it's not a
Mhm.
problem. But, that's why that was set aside there during that time. Now they've decided to evacuate or
Vacate?
it, and so half would go one, half would go to the other, but I don't know how they worked that out, I don't know.
The library did the paperwork and got it deeded to them.
Good, okay,
Yes.
that's good, okay. But yeah, there is it's a forced main down through there. And it was originally put in for the 5 homes that were built on East Street, clear up here at the north end, that are there on the east side of East Street. And those homes, they didn't have a way to get it all the way down here. So they all came to there, and then when they built up the other side there, Western Heights started pumping, going to there, and then it transfers on down. There's
Okay.
2 pumps down in there. And now they access that though now off of East Street. They can get back there off of East Street, they can get to that lift station to
Mhm.
service it. So
There is some
that's a
town
little
property.
bit of history about the plumbing in Roosevelt. I know that just really, we probably lost every listener that was listening to us. But yeah, we you know, let's start talking it up, see what we can do next year, you know, and nothing's too small and nothing's too big. It's something we can look at, definitely. If it's going to help improve our town, yeah, we need to look at that. Let's see here. Is there something else? I'm losing my mind here, Kevin. What am I forgetting?
I think you're good.
Myrna, did you have anything you wanted to bring up?
Something that maybe I missed last meeting, just refresh in May, that you were gonna speak directly to the Barnes and Thornburg lawyers regarding that TIF
We-
proposed. Did we already do that?
Yeah, I made that motion that he could.
Right.
And so we
Did
didn't,
anybody come of that?
we didn't actually ask him, we just said that you may if you need to.
Oh, he's the delegate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at this point, maybe this would be the time to give them a call regarding whether the TIF and EDA can be broken out as far as areas and do one without having to wait for all the financials and the property parcel numbers on the other.
Because we don't have any update on any of that. I mean, we've not heard anything from them, have we?
Nothing.
Oh, I know what it was. The sidewalk along Kinsey Street. Has the town given up on that, or?
It's not been mentioned.
It's in all the town meetings I've watched, they have not mentioned it.
Okay.
I think that there's a desire to not pick up so many projects that we can no longer handle them. And there's a lot of effort going into the playground right now.
Okay. All right. Well, is there anything else that needs to be brought up before the board?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I've got a motion on the floor to adjourn. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Myrna. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us this evening.